Hey guys, Jake here, back again for a little more theory time. I've been expanding on kind of the different theory that I set up as a quick overview of our training program, our development program for horses here at Pear Ranch. And one of the things that I want to expand on is the 8 directions. And it's 7, but one of them is so important I decided to put it on the list twice. And that gives us 8. And I want to just break this down a little bit so we can have a clear understanding of how we can apply this while we're working or playing with our horse, whatever you want to call it. We're going to start with standstill because it's the most important. Okay, you're not getting bucked off if your horse is standing still. You're not getting run off with if your horse is standing still. You're not getting hurt if your horse is standing still. I guess if they're on your foot, that kind of is a little sneak it in there, but stand still for safety's sake. I had a horse named Newton that was a bucking bronco. He put somebody in the hospital that is known for being very handy with horses and almost killed her. And because of that accident, they were considering whiting the brand out on his hip from the ranch where he was working horse to sell him to a bucking horse string. That's pretty extreme. And one of the things that I found success with teaching him to help him help me help him was stand still. So if he was gonna buck and explode with the saddle on, I taught him just freeze and give me the help me look. Okay, and so as I was warming him up with the saddle on, if he was gonna explode, he'd stop, give me the help look, and I could go loosen the cinch up, rub him a little bit, snug it back up, and giving him a chance to try again. That way his mind could loosen up, and then his neck could soften, and then his shoulder, ribs, and hip could start to follow without having to be out of control bucking. I did the same thing, helping him to get confident with things getting hung up around his feet, ropes and stuff. Instead of kicking and fighting and, oh my gosh, losing his mind, he would, help me. Okay, freeze up, where I could get him unstuck. He maybe couldn't yield, but he could be confident at least in the standstill, and that I could then come save him. Okay, he maybe didn't know how to save himself, but at least I taught him some confidence in how I could save him. Okay, it gave us a start. It gave us a chance to not have to get in wrecks and teach him a way out of uncomfortable situations. Stand still. Okay, stand still. It's the most important thing a horse can learn, in my opinion. After that comes forward. Not any particular direction, no steering, no boundaries, just forward. Okay, and we're gonna have to teach all the different body parts. Okay, if you haven't seen that video, go find it. Okay, the 5 body parts that I talk about: nose, neck, shoulder, ribs, and hip. I gotta get the nose going forward. It looks like down. They stretch that nose forward, not up in the air. Yeah, yucky. Yucky, 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 yucky. That's not forward. And so if you see a horse going around with their head in the air, they're not going actually forward. So slow down. Take the time to have a conversation with their nose about forward. That'll help the neck start to stretch and relax instead of getting all kinked up. Okay, nobody likes that look of that. And if you don't know that you don't like it, it's just because you don't know yet how good it could be. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. Help spread some awareness, understanding, okay, so we can do better and then reproduce it and then maybe teach it. That's a whole nother thing. There's stages of mastery. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt your video, but I wanted to take a second to make sure that you know how you can get all of the great content and not miss anything from us at Pear Ranch. Make sure that you like our Facebook page, Pear Tree Ranch. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can subscribe and click the bell icon on YouTube. That way you get up-to-date notifications of any new videos. You can also subscribe to follow along with us on Patreon, and that's a subscription site that will have specialty content of training horses and things that I'm working on with my horses. And the best way to get everything that we're doing is going to be on the Horseman's University, and that also is a subscription site, but it not only has content from Pear Tree Ranch, but it also has content with other like-minded horsemen that are doing horses in multiple different disciplines, and all have a like-minded philosophy with their horsemanship. And so you can get lots of bang for your buck over there on the Horseman's University. Now, back to your video. Forward, forward, no direction, just go, move. Nose, neck, then the shoulder, ribs, and hip. Okay, forward. Then less forward, say from a walk to a stop, that's backwards. We don't have to be backing, okay, to be talking about backwards. If I go from walking to you and I stop, I did forwards and I did backwards. Yay! It's a win. Backwards can be isolated and exaggerated, okay, to where the nose goes backwards. It looks like up, okay. The nose and the chin on a horse are together, and when they flex that towards the rider, looks like up. That might just be backwards with the nose and neck, okay. Then the shoulder can rock, and then the ribs lift, and then the hind feet move, okay, backwards. Now, right, then left. Why right first? Well, most people do too much left with their horse. We do everything on the left side. We halter, we saddle, we lead, we mount. Yes, I know plenty of people have learned that this is important, but we still, on accident, do a little bit more on the left. So to help balance that out, if we start with the right, we'll maybe have a better shot at keeping the balance, okay? Then left, then up and down, and I talked about that. Up with the nose and neck can be what people call vertical flexion. Up, the neck bends and tucks, okay? Down, after a good down, horse gets that head dropping down. And then last but not least, it's so important, it's on the list twice, stand still. Okay, forwards, backwards, right, left, up, down, then stand still. Now, in my groundwork and riding, another way that we could set this up in our sequencing is stand still, going and woeing, tipping the nose and the neck, serpentines, circles, straight lines. Okay, and what this means to me, this is kind of what I developed as a recognition of what would naturally happen for a horse as they were learning to be ridden. Okay, those were the different pieces that they would do in order. They would choose to do, not me trying to get them to do. Okay, this is what they were going to choose to do. Is if I could get them to move, go, and then whoa, that's forwards and backwards. Tipping the nose and the neck first, right and left, just a little bit. Okay, I don't have to crank them around. That they could just be walking and just, look at that. Look at that. They just tipped their nose and neck. Didn't mean they had to go over there. And when they start choosing to follow with the shoulder, ribs, and then hip, that's half a turn, and then another half a turn the other direction. It looks like a serpentine. We're not trying to get them to do serpentines, whether we're on the ground or on their back. It's just naturally what will happen after we can get them to go a little bit right, and then a little bit left. Once they can do it a little bit, they can maybe start holding it more and more. This is a circle. This is a circle. So get right is one idea. Get right and stay right is another totally different idea. That's a circle, okay? If you can get them forwards, backwards, going and woeing, tipping their nose and their neck, and then making that serpentine, and then holding those turns on a circle, eventually makes it very easy to ride a straight line. You might look like a drunk sailor getting there, doing a serpentine, but I really went from here to here, not in a straight perfect line, but I kept coming back and forth to it, where eventually the corrections is so minute that they've got a tight boundary, and you can feel those feet walking a tightrope, okay, making a left turn and a right turn and a left turn and a right turn, balanced to go straight. Think about, watch how little kids drive a car. They're imitating driving straight. Why are they turning right, left, right, left, right, left? Hope this gives you a little more understanding about nose, neck, shoulder, ribs, hip. Stand still first, forwards, backwards, right, left, up, and down, and how we're going to put all those pieces into play. Okay? We want to take our time, and more baby bites we can do, the better. The easier it'll be for our horse, and helps us understand how to set it up for them, so then they feel good about us and our leadership.